But these are two white groups of people.
Genetically speaking, are Jews white?
I want to get Dr. Meyer's opinion on this. Classifying it as white Jew, because we know there's black Jews, you know. How does that make you feel? How does that initially hit you when I say, yeah, you know, if I said black and white Jewish relations?
I guess that's mostly what I deal with is in my courses is those interactions. I think again, in America most Jews are Ashkenazic Jews who are white. I think again, in America most Jews are Ashkenazic Jews who are white. I think again, in America most Jews are Ashkenazic Jews who are white. Sometimes part of the problem between the two communities is that some people will take advantage of that, will use their whiteness as a way of promoting themselves, as a way of integrating themselves into whatever community they want to be in by removing themselves and denigrating themselves from some other community. Right. I find that problematic.
In an interview that Benaiah Israel and myself did with Ashkenazi Jewish geneticist Aaron Elhake, I asked him to explain genetic distances. Now, before I play that clip of him explaining and answering my question, I want to just give you a little understanding about genetic distances. This is coming from a book titled The Origin of Ashkenazi Jewry. And I want to encourage you guys, if you want to get kind of like a crash course on the history of the Ashkenazi Jewish community, I encourage you guys to purchase this book. So again, the book is titled The Origin of Ashkenazi Jewry. Now we're going to focus on genetic distances. It reads, a large part of the study was devoted to the determination of genetic distances between the different populations. Through this method, genetic markers from different Jewish populations are compared. The smaller the relationship, the more differences in DNA may have arisen. Such differences are called distances. 75 Caucasian, in other words, white populations based on 9 markers. The genetic distance analysis showed that East European Jews were closest to the inhabitants of Thrace, the region shared by Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. Bulgarian Jews came next, followed by 36 non-Jewish populations, and only then the second Jewish population, the Iranian Jews. Other results showed a large Italian component in the gene pool. In other words, total variety of genes in a population. Of the East European Jews, from all these results, it appears genetically the different Jewish communities do not have much in common. Often, they appear to be more related to the population in the midst of which they live. In other words, when its genetic material was available.
So first of all, so they can't even define what a Jew is.
You could marry a Jewish man. You're a woman. You marry a Jewish man. After 1,000 generations of that, you're indistinguishable from any other Israeli. But according to Israeli law, since by the laws of the Jewish religion, you're not Jewish, you are not part of the Jewish nation. The only way to become part of this Jewish nationality is by a religious conversion, even though being religious is not a requirement to be part of the nation. It is the only country like this. It makes no sense. Imagine, there was a Supreme Court case in Israel. There was a Jewish guy, born Jewish. His name was Daniel Refusion. He grew up, converted to Christianity, became a Carmelite monk. His name was Brother Daniel. Sorry, his name was Oswald Refusion, his birth name, and he became Brother Daniel, Carmelite monk. This was before Israel was founded. After Israel was founded, he came to Israel and he said, I want to emigrate here under the law of return because I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish by nationality. I'm Jewish by ethnicity. I'm Jewish by every standard. I just believe Jesus is the Messiah. Israel's Supreme Court said he's not Jewish because he believes in Christianity. Every other nationality, you could believe in whatever religion you want and not lose your nationality. In Israel, you could be an atheist and you're qualified for the law of return. If you believe in no God, you're qualified for the law of return because they don't believe Judaism is a religion. It's a nationality. Certainly the religion is not required. But if you believe in a God, but he's a Trinity, you're not Jewish. You could believe in no Messiah, and that's okay for the law of return. But if you believe and you're born Jewish, we're talking about a guy who's born Jewish, you believe that there is a Messiah, but it's Jesus, you're not Jewish. Now imagine Brother Daniel. He went to Israel under, they accepted him under naturalization, but he was not considered Jewish. He was considered an Israeli citizen, but not part of the Jewish nation. Now imagine a Brother Daniel comes to Israel and says, you know what, guys? I decide I'm becoming an atheist. I don't believe in Christianity anymore. I don't believe in nothing. You're an atheist? Now you're Jewish. Imagine this. Now, the founding fathers of Israel, Ben-Gurion, Herzl, these guys, they were not religious. They were actually anti-religious. Herzl, you know the old Jewish joke. What's the difference between Herzl and Jesus? Jesus celebrated Hanukkah. Herzl celebrated Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Now, Ben-Gurion didn't like Judaism. Herzl didn't like Judaism. Benjamin Netanyahu, completely non-observant. Nothing he does has anything to do with the religion. Not religious at all. All of these guys, not at all. But listen to this. Imagine a guy comes and he wants to join the Jewish nation. Let's say he's a Druze, Zionist. They fight in the IDF. They're loyal Zionists, loyal Israelis, the Druze. He comes saying, you know what? I love this Jewish nation. I want to be part of this Jewish nation. And here's what I did to be part of the Jewish nation. I named myself after, you know what? Benjamin Netanyahu. He's my role model. I love him. He's God. I had plastic surgery to look like Benjamin Netanyahu. I changed my name to Benjamin Netanyahu. I bowed down to his picture every day. And I am just like him. And I want to be Jewish like he's Jewish. And I want to be part of the Jewish nation just like him. And my kids, one of them, I had plastic surgery. He looks like Ariel Sharon. The other one, she looks like Golda Meir. The third one, we want to be just like you guys. And they say, you can't because you're not Jewish by religion. You're not good enough. You're not Jewish enough to become part of this Jewish nation. If Netanyahu would have wanted to convert from being a non-Jew and be what he is today, they would not accept him. So, number one, they claim being Jewish is a nationality. They accept atheists, but not Jews that believe in other religions as Jews for the law of return. In Israel proper, they claim being Jewish is a nationality. What France is to the French, Israel is to the Jews. It's a nationality, not a religion, but there's no way to join this nationality besides a religious conversion. The flip side of this is that if, let's say, somebody wants to become a part of this Jewish nationality, according to Israel, the nationality that does not exist, there is no Jewish nationality. There's a Jewish religion. So you come to a rabbi, perhaps an anti-Zionist rabbi that doesn't believe Israel is the Jewish state. It doesn't believe that Israel has anything to do with the Jewish people. This guy comes to me and says, I say, you know what? You want to convert, you have to be religious. That's the rule. You have to be religious. Well, I want to be a Zionist. I would say, nope, that's against Judaism. You can't. Okay, I'm an anti-Zionist. If you say so, no problem. I'm against Zionism. I hate Zionism. I believe everything you do, Rabbi Shapiro, will convert you. Israel will accept that person for the law of return.